call. So Tony, can we have a roll call, please?
I'll start with Licardo, absent. Arenas?
Here.
Davis?
Here.
Camus?
Here.
Jones?
Here.
Thank you.
All right, so we are on to the agenda for Tuesday, September 15th. And we are going to start out with pages 4 and 5. Six and 7. 8 and 9. 10 and 11. 12 and 13. 14 and 15. 16 and 17. 18 and 19. And 20. So Tony, on the rules agenda, we have a request from Councilmember Jimenez to defer item 4.1. Can we just go ahead and defer it now as opposed to waiting until it gets to the rules agenda? Or how should we handle this?
Yeah, you can discuss any of the items before, but I would defer to the attorney's office on whether we need to do an official announcement of taking that item out of order. But yeah, you can defer anything on the agenda right now that you guys want to defer.
Okay, so we also have an ad sheet as well. So the maker of the motion, if you'd like to have that item 4.1 deferred, as well as include the ad sheet of with one item, I will entertain that.
Vice Mayor, I had a couple of questions. And
sure.
And you have a public comment too, for that matter.
Yes, we have one public speaker with his hand raised.
All right. So I will go to the public speaker, Blair Beekman.
Hello from the public on this day. Boy, what a time. Thank you. On the several items that on the council agenda, I wanted to speak on Prop 17. It sounds like a real interesting initiative that thank you for giving some sort of support for. It seems the ideas of organization, and I think it can present itself as a way to really organize basically our future about how we deal with the issues of voting rights and what will be our priorities and how we talk about voting rights in the future. I think we can really resolve some issues in the 2020s, and I'm looking forward to that effort, and I think this Prop 17 helps do that. You'll be talking about police issues also, and thank you very much. I think I want to put in my 2 cents. I am not in favor of the ideas of the future of sound technology, sound cannon technology, and I'm going to be a strong proponent against it. I understand a few arguments for it, but I just feel overall, I think we have to put the brakes on saying we're the innovation leader and just feel content that, you know, let other cities experiment with technology that can be very harmful to the human body, basically. And with that, I just wanted to thank, say, cities of Fremont that worked on issues of, they didn't want to be around the city of Oakland with tear gas issues. They did not offer mutual aid help. I wish the city of San Jose had that sort of thought process in mind And I know you're dealing with these issues about sound cannons and tear gas and all that stuff. And I've given you my feelings, and good luck on the efforts of a good discussion, I guess. Thank you.
Thank you. Bring it back to the Rules Committee and Councilmember Davis.
Thank you. Did Councilmember Camus?
No, I didn't get a chance to ask my questions, but if you want to go first, I'm okay with that.
You gotta follow protocols, Johnny, and raise your hand.
He had it raised.
I
on
had
I
it raised.
did.
Oh,
Vice Mayor, I had lowered it.
my bad, somebody took it down. I'm sorry, Johnny. Go ahead. Please forgive me.
I'm a stickler for protocol myself, Vice Mayor. So I was gonna, number one, ask Nora. I didn't know whether I had to recuse myself on item 8.2. Nobody's gotten back to my staff on whether I do or not. And I'm hoping to get that before the actual meeting. Otherwise, I could drop off the call and go to sleep, at a more respectable hour.
Is that the insurance provisions? Is 8.2 the insurance?
I actually have to recuse myself from the insurance one as well, but it's the one that has to do with the old Aloha roller skating. It's item 8.2, which is the building of the senior living facility.
Okay, I will check on that. I know they were working with you on the insurance one, so I'll check on 8.2.
Yeah, and my second question was, I want to hear from Councilmember Jimenez on why he wants to defer the item before I accept or make the motion.
All right. Councilmember Jimenez, want to respond?
Thank you so much, sir. I was waiting to be called. I didn't want to step out of line.
That's all right.
So very, very, very logical question. I assumed that was going to come up, and that's the reason I'm here. After the last, I think it was the last or maybe two rules committees ago when we agreed to put it before the full council, which I very much appreciated. I went back and had discussions with many of the advocates within my own district and in other parts of the city. And they've expressed to me that they wanted a little bit more time to really think through what it is, they think should happen as it relates to fireworks. And they also wanted a chance to review the report that came out, I think, last Friday from the fire department. And so that was the reason they asked me if I would make that effort to move it into October sometime, maybe mid to late October, to let them sort of think things through. It seemed logical to me. And I think in talking to some of the staff from the city manager's office, I think they appreciated the ability to move it out a little as well. And so it seemed to be a good move. And that's the reason I decided to submit this to rules again, just to put it out a little bit more. That was it.
That's okay with me. Yeah, so I'll make the motion to accept the agenda with the addition and the removal of, what item was that?
4.1.
4.1.
Second.
All right. Councilmember Davis.
Thank you. I wanted to ask, because I noticed the start time is 1:30, and I've forgotten, is this the meeting where we will not have a COVID update?
That is correct. You will
Okay.
not have a COVID-19 update.
Okay. Great. And then the other question I have, just want to make sure, and maybe Councilmember Jimenez, you know the answer to this. Will the Neighborhoods Commission that has the fireworks subcommittee be able to meet before we hear this item?
I don't,
Us?
yeah, I don't, I think part of the discussion was for them to, when they asked me to do this, part of it was obviously to go back and study this issue a little bit more and try to garner some ideas and brainstorm. But what the other reasoning was along the lines of just that, is reaching out to different bodies that have already taken this on.
Okay.
They weren't specific about, the Neighborhoods Commission and when they were going to meet. And so I'm not really clear on that, or
Okay.
even when their next meeting is, or if they're going to take it up, but I suspect that's part of it.
Okay. I don't know either, but I would just ask staff to, if it's possible to have the Neighborhoods Commission, I think they have a subcommittee or a working group on fireworks and are the fireworks ordinance. If they could have an opportunity to weigh in before we hear the item at council, I think that would be really helpful.
And if I can just say related to that, I think they asked me, they said that a date in mid to late October would work, but I would suspect that if it needed to be moved out to early November, or, a meeting early November, just to adjust it and give the Neighborhoods Commission a time to chime in, I think they'd be open to that as well. I don't think they're opposed to that. So it's a good idea.
Administration's happy to look into that.
Thank you.
You're
Right.
welcome.
If there are no more questions, we have a motion and a second. Tony, let's do a roll call.
Arenas,
Yes.
Davis,
Aye.
Camus,
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right. On to the agenda for August 22nd.
September. We're not living through
I'm
August.
sorry. September 22nd. Thank you. All right, starting with pages 4 and 5. 6 and 7. 8 and 9. 10 and 11. 12 and 13. 14 and 15. And that is it. And there are no ad sheets. So let's see if we have 2 members of the public who would like to speak on this, starting with Olivia.
Yes, hi everyone. Hi, my name is Olivia and I'm part of Vecinos Activos. And the reason I'm here today is I'm gonna ask you guys, I am not sure what's the item number. It's for the for this anti-displacement strategy meetings. So I'm here to ask if you guys can please move that to after 6 o'clock. I think we have mentioned this, was it one of my, was it last month that we mentioned, did you guys move the item to this, the 22nd? Hopefully you guys won't move this item again. It's really important for the community. And today I'm asking you guys if you guys can move it up to 6 p.m. because like you guys know, there's a lot of community that is involved in this. And we've been working on this strategies for 2 years as community members. And if you can please put that after 6 o'clock, and if we don't go that late, obviously our community members have to work, they have kids and they can't stay up that late. So we really appreciate if you guys can move this up after 6. Thank you.
Thank you. Blair?
Hi, thank you. For this item, there are 2 items that are of interest to me, at least. One is automated traffic light signals. I think that's kind of like traffic flow signal stuff, hopefully. It's related anyway. And I found it interesting that it's on your agenda. I know you do work with the VTA on this issue, and that you had a really good beginning program going a few years ago. And about November of last year, maybe it was the summer of last year, San Jose all of a sudden couldn't talk about the program anymore. And it was like totally foreign to them. They were getting some new technology at that time, and everybody became completely, reborn, and they couldn't talk about it in the ways they were already recently practicing things. And I hope you're learning the skills to be able to convey to the public exactly what you're going through with this new automated technology. And that it can be functional and good, and you've already been developing good practices. So, I hope you can just, keep that continuity going with us as the public. And with yourselves, it sounds like you need a bit as well. The other one was about you're creating another oversight committee for taxes and for accountability for the police department. Congratulations, that's really important. I'm looking for the day that you can work up, boards and accountability boards that are based on, say, homeless issues or technology issues and real public oversight practices that really get to the heart of matters. Good luck with this issue. I hope it develops a good future decision making. Thank you.
Thank you. So on the question of 8.1, the anti-displacement strategy, we are going to have a COVID-19 update. So I want to ask staff, Lee, do you see an issue of us making it to 6 o'clock to have a not before 6 for item 8.1? Or do you think we'll have a gap?
These are always hard to predict. We do plan in 3.1, and we will have not done one in a while. So imagine the council will have some interesting questions, especially with some of the new orders coming out. With that said, a majority of the agenda will be COVID related. We'll also bring back the coronavirus relief funds and the resident assistance efforts, which will also be fairly meaty items. So 8.1 is last on the agenda. I would imagine it would come up around, if not definitely after 6 p.m. would be our assessment.
Okay.
Motion to
Council.
approve.
Yeah.
Motion to approve and set item 8.1 after 6 p.m. And does this have an ad sheet? This one doesn't, right?
No, it does not.
Okay, it's been moved.
Yep, I'm willing to second it, but what time do we start that day?
That was gonna be my
1:30.
question.
1:30? Okay, yeah, we should have no problem getting to 6 o'clock. None.
Okay.
I was my question related to start time was, do we need to start earlier?
I don't think so on this one. But I could be wrong. In fact, I'm always wrong, but that's my take.
We'll have one more bite at this apple next Wednesday.
Yeah.
That is true.
When we'll freak ourselves out and start at 11.
So we got a motion and a second. Tony, can we have roll call, please?
Arenas,
Yes.
Davis,
Aye.
Camus,
Yes.
Jones.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, we have next on the agenda is meeting schedules. And this actual date change has been withdrawn. So Tony, is there anything we even need to do with this or just keep moving?
For the one that's withdrawn, keep moving. There's a release of study session after that.
Okay. So the other one is the release of the study session.
Motion to approve the release of the study session.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. And do we have any public speakers? Yes, Blair Beekman.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for allowing public comment on an item that will be withdrawn. That's an important concept to me, and I'm glad that you're allowing public comment. Thank you. It's about,
Hey, Blair, can you hold on
yes?
1 second?
Yes.
Tony or Nora, do we allow public comment on an item that's been withdrawn?
Sorry, no, he should
No.
be commenting on number 2, which
number
is what the
2.
motion was, the release dates.
It's
Um,
on the
for the
release of the potential study dates, which means that we don't have anything to study.
Well, and
But it's still an item that we're voting on, but he can't speak to the one that's been withdrawn, the Diridon station. So Blair, did you catch all that? So you're speaking to the second item on the meeting schedules. Are you with us? Blair, you're on mute.
Whoops, got it here. Hi. I would like to be able to speak on item D1. And I'm hoping, what we can't work out today is an issue to consider is I think the public should be able to speak on an item that you will be pulling, which is item D1.
No, I can respect that, Blair. We're going to stick to the rules today. So
okay,
focusing on D2.
And the other matter will be coming back at another time to rules.
yes, thank you, Nora. Vice Mayor and council members, we will bring back D1. We will move forward with that date change, but we were not able to do that in time. So that'll come back next week or the following.
All right. So on to item E, the public record.
Let's vote on that one.
Oh, that's right. We have to vote on the one that wasn't withdrawn. I'm sorry. Roll call, please. Are we? Go ahead.
Arenas,
Aye.
Davis,
Aye.
Camus,
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, on to the public record. We have a public speaker, Blair Beekman.
Hi, thank you. To simply speak of my letter to the public, one of my letters to public record this week. It was spoken many times in late July and early August that Zoom could fix the problem on its app and translation page for virtual SJ City Council public meetings, and that the default word German could be replaced with the proper word Vietnamese on its translation page by mid-September. I can be patient in the explanation that Zoom simply does not have the word Vietnamese programmed into its choices of translation on its app. I can also be patient in the many factors Zoom may have at the present time to work out this issue. But it has been 6 weeks now since this issue was first brought up publicly. There should be steady, continual effort about this issue. Together, good answers should be arrived at fairly easily and to fix this problem soon. Thank you.
Thank you. So do we get a motion already on?
I think so, but if not, motion to note and file.
All right.
Second.
Yeah, this is Tony. We did not have a motion, so thank you for that. Arenas,
Yes.
Davis,
Aye.
Camus,
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, on to the consent calendar.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, and let's check for public speakers. And we do not have any public speakers on the consent calendar. So it's Tony, you have a roll call, please.
Arenas,
Yes.
Davis.
Aye.
Camus,
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, on to the monthly report of activities for the city auditor for August 2020.
So good afternoon, José, City Auditor. I'm here with our monthly report of activities for August 2020. So we issued 3 audit reports in August. Our audit of fleet maintenance operations, which we took to council on August 18th, and our fire development services and park maintenance audits, which we took to council on September 1st. We have a number of current projects underway, including our development services work in progress reserve project, which we'll be releasing shortly and will come to bring to council later this month. We also are continuing our ongoing COVID-related audit work, including some work around expenditure documentation and grant monitoring. The remainder of our approved work plan is attached to the memo. including the 2 audit projects which we added last month at rules. That was the police department protocols for community advocate referrals and the review of the CEQA process. As that you approve the report, I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Okay, let's go to the public first. Blair Beekman.
Hello, it's unmuted me, or it's given me the power to unmute, and here I am. Thank you. This item, it's so grim today and this week and this month and this year. I thought it would be time, I just to thank yourselves for doing these monthly audits and bringing them to the Rules and Open Government each month. I was just looking it over today and this week, and it's a very valuable resource for people, and I wanted to use this time to just remind people that it's a good, it lists good subject matter that the city government is talking about and thinking about and working on, and it makes a good reference point, for community to look at and see what is happening within city government at this time. Good luck in the work that you'll be doing on these efforts. I think that's about all I have to say for this item today. Thank you for it.
All right. Thank you. And that's all for the public speakers. So bring it back to council. Any comments, motions, input?
Accept the report.
Second.
All right. It's been moved and seconded. No other comments? Roll call, please.
Arenas,
Yeah.
Davis,
Aye.
Camus,
Yes.
Jones.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, so on to the fireworks ordinance, which we just took care of. So Tony, is there anything we need to do with this or just keep moving?
I think we can keep moving.
Okay.
It's already been discussed, but action wasn't taken on it. So the minutes will reflect that.
Okay, so we're back to Councilmember Jimenez, approval of the D2 SAP grant.
Motion to approve.
Second.
And no public speakers. So Tony, roll call, please.
Arenas,
Yes.
Davis,
Aye.
Camus,
Yes.
Jones.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, on to open forum. I see one public speaker. So go ahead, Blair.
Councilperson Jones, isn't there one more item on the agenda still? The approval of a boys soccer club for the SAP Center?
We just did that.
Oh. I thought it was the fireworks that you were approving.
Well, we just approved did you want to speak to that, Blair, or what?
No, I didn't. I did not. I hope you can start the timer over again. Can you start over? Because I was trying to make a point of protocol.
Okay, let's start the
Thanks.
timer. Go ahead, Blair.
Thank you very much. Let me get my speech here. Here we go. With the many scenarios COVID-19 has planned and developed in our lives, this is a time we do not have to completely overhaul our future economy. But from this worry, people of the state of California are simply trying too hard to serve old standards of a capitalist etiquette and philosophy that can be nonsensical and hurtful at this point. I think the passing of AB 3088, housing forgiveness ideas, will continue a confusion when we're at a time there can be a simplicity and clarity. It is my guess AB 3088 will be headed towards important progressive changes in the next few months. As we work towards ideas that some call overly progressive, or the ideas of Republicans who then don't know how to work like Democrats, I feel full rent and mortgage forgiveness plans and ideas for both tenants and owners simply need to be considered in what is caring, honest, practical, and decent in our day-to-day lives. I feel it is this long-term planning that can give the peace, stability, and flexibility needed also in month-by-month government decision-making at this time as well. And to help with the overall needs of the COVID-19 pandemic that I'm guessing can be under control by 2022. To conclude, I hope we can just really respect the depth of what state housing forgiveness bills that people like Ash Kalra and others of the Bay Area are trying to work on and work towards. They're really trying to help. And they really, practice decent practices. And with 12 seconds left, I'm trying to learn how to discuss the SAP Center more. And hopefully I can do that better in the future. And we all have good practices. Thank you very much.
Time's up. Number ending 5140.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
The number that's given to call in does not work and needs to be updated on the form there, that if you use the 213 area code number that Tony has given me in the past, people can call in, but you can't. The number listed is an 888 number. So this is very important. It's not on the agenda, but maybe people are trying to call in. They're not able to because the page only gives one phone number to call. So, and on top of that, I believe any new development in San Jose has to be completely halted because you guys can't even fix a pothole, let alone build a whole new development and Google downtown. You guys need to focus on what you have and what's available. Office buildings are dead. Public transit is dead. San Jose needs to rethink and regroup what they were doing. And Tony, please update the page so people can call in. Thank you.
Thank you. And yes, Tony, let's check that call-in number and make sure anybody that wants to participate is able to participate.
I did check the number. And I fixed it last week, and then they said they fixed the toll-free number. I tested it last week. I did not test it today, and it worked last week. So I'll look at it again. I'll double check all the numbers every day before the meeting, since they seem to be going in and out. And I'll talk with IT as well.
Great, that'll be appreciated. All right, that's it for this meeting. Meeting is adjourned. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.